Witam Państwa bardzo serdecznie z Międzynarodowego Salonu Przemysłu Obronnego w Kielcach. Ze mną w studiu Rzeczpospolitej jest gość pan Tom Laliberty, prezes do spraw systemu obrony lądowej i przeciwlotniczej Raytheon. Greetings, sir. Thank you for visiting here.
My pleasure.
Let's start with the obvious. First of all, we made it. Second phase of program Wisła is on. You came to us straight from the celebration of the signing of the agreements. Can you tell us, our viewers, our listeners, what exactly did we buy from your company?
Yeah, so just as you said, an exciting day. We're really thrilled to be here and thrilled that the Polish government has the confidence to move forward with Wisła Phase 2. So in general, Wisła Phase 2 is essentially an additional buy of Wisła Patriot batteries, for air defense. Specifically, what is being acquired from Raytheon, there are 48 Patriot launchers and then 12 new radars called the Lower Tier Air and Missile Defense Sensor, or LTAMS. And that's really the significant technological change between Wisła Phase 1 and Wisła Phase 2 is the introduction of this new radar.
Let's talk more about it, because this is the biggest difference between the Phase 1 and Phase 2. These new radars, LTA and C, or like you said,
Lower Tier Air and Missile Defense Sensor.
Exactly. Comparing them to the old and previous radars, what can you actually tell us about it?
So LTAMS provides 360-degree coverage. So when we look at adversaries facing Poland and many of our customers around the world, what we're seeing is the adversary coordinates their attacks from 360 degrees of attack, and they have a mixture of all kinds of different threats. So you have cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, UAS or drones, and they're highly coordinated such that they come all at the same time. Well, LTAMS is designed to deal with the complexity of that threat. So it has the capacity, meaning it can handle all those threats all at the same time and deal with those interfacing with the combat system. The radar uses gallium nitride technology. This is a highly efficient semiconductor technology. That enables the radar to be highly efficient with energy, which enables it to see much further and much higher than the previous Patriot radar.
So it's not only 360 degrees, but also better?
Much better. Yeah, it's an all-digital radar, which enables us to manage what we call radar resources in a very effective way, dealing with the multitude of threats that face our customers.
So I have to ask that, why didn't we get that radar in the first place?
Well, the radar has been in development for the last 3 years. So the first 6 radars have just completed development and production and are now in a test phase with the United States Army. So Poland will be the very first international customer to get this brand new radar.
So we're buying something you just built and now you're testing and no one ever tried.
Well, the
before?
United States Army has been testing it for about a year now, and it's gone through a wide range of tests, including missile uplink and downlink and captive carry and a whole number of very exacting tests. So it'll certainly work when it gets here.
So they're going to get it first?
Yes, the United States Army is integrating it with IBCS for the Army's use, and as I said, Poland will be the first customer on the international front.
When we are talking about this radar, because you signed agreement today, but that's not the only agreement you signed recently. 2 weeks ago, maybe a little more or less, you also signed the agreements about the offset. You are working with 5 companies, as far as I remember. What are your plans? What you are trying to achieve, and what are your goals in this cooperation?
Well, first of all, our goal is to continue the great relationship and success that we've had with PGZ. And so we'll be continuing on, first of all, with building the launchers, the 48 launchers I mentioned. those will be built here in Poland, much like the launchers for phase one were built here. And then we talked about LTAMs, the new radar. So we have projects associated with that new radar. So first is what's called the IFF antenna. So that's the interrogator, friend or foe. That's the system that essentially determines whether or not an airplane is a friendly or hostile airplane. In addition, we have the energy storage system, called the ESS. That's a very complex subsystem of the LTAM's radar. So we'll do the energy storage system circuit card, its cables, and then the full integration of that system as part of our offset projects. And then lastly, the cooling system for the radar. It's a very high energy radar, and so it's liquid cooled, and the cooling system will be maintained by a local company.
So in the long run, your goal is going to be like what? If you develop all those technologies and all those initiatives that you just mentioned, are you going to incorporate these Polish companies into your chain of supply?
Yeah, that's absolutely our plan. We have 19 customers for the Patriot system. And all of those countries, will be interested in LTAMs. So all those projects I mentioned associated with LTAMs, those Polish companies will be candidates for supplying into those customers. The other thing I should maybe mention is just from Wisła Phase 1, we've got projects where we're actually doing the same thing. So we've already started that process where the Polish companies are part of our supply chain and supplying to other customers around the world.
So my last question will be very, very simple. Can you give me some dates? When can we expect to see first deliveries of the batteries?
Yeah. So my understanding, just from what I've read in the public domain, is around 2027 will be the first deliveries of this next set of equipment for Wisła Phase 2. But really probably a question for both the Polish and United States governments.
Thank you very much. Moim i Państwa gościem był Tom Laliberty, prezes do spraw systemów obrony lądowej i przeciwlotniczej w firmie Raytheon. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.